Hello. Yeah, so I've got a team of mobile experience consultants, and we are working for advertisers. We are working for advertisers in France, trying to improve the mobile conversion rate and therefore improve the ROI of the advertising campaign. Why we are doing that? It's because mobile internet users in France are mobile first. They are spending most of their time on their smartphone on internet, especially when you look at the 15 years old, 34-year-old people. They are spending like almost all their internet time on a smartphone. But the experience that we have today on mobile sites in France are not really good, pretty slow, not really reactive, and the interface are not that optimized for mobile. So we think that we have some room for improvement, especially because when you look at the conversion rate on mobile sites, it's usually half or a third of desktop conversion rate. So it depends on the sector you are in. For instance, retail apparel are pretty robust on mobile. The m-commerce figures are pretty good, but in a lot of sectors, it's not that good. And so my goal is to improve this conversion rate on mobile and try to catch on the desktop one. So what we said is the internet users, they want an experience that is instantaneous, intuitive, individual, and innovative. So it's speed, it's UX, UI, personalization, and on innovation, it's like voice and maybe image. Today, I will just talk about instantaneous and intuitive. So on speed, clearly today we are in the attention economy. And brands have only a small amount of time of interest from the users, and the users, their attention span is really, really low. Like right now, it's only 8 seconds, according to some source somewhere. I don't remember who we get that, but let's say Google. And that's why what we want to achieve is like display information in less than 3 seconds on a web page. Actually, when we deep dives on the impact of speed on conversion rate, you can see here that if the page load in less than 3 seconds, it's where you have the biggest impact on conversion rate. Also interesting, if your website today load in 10 seconds, you work really hard, and now it loads in 6 seconds, you won't have any big impact on your performance. So what you need to achieve is like try to achieve less than 5 seconds and then less than 3 seconds. So your goal should be instantaneous load time. And I've got many customers who like have 50-second load time on average, and we reduce to 8 seconds. But in terms of impact, we need to go further, and it's a long way. We try to help you with these incentives. So last year we had the SEO in mobile SEO. Speed is a ranking factor since summer last year, and at Chrome Dev Summit we announced this that we are planning. So it's not live, but we are planning to flag sites that are usually slow, and we will use a green progress bar when we see that sites are fast. So it's incentives to be sure that sites are fast enough. We provide tools to help web developers and product owners to improve speed. The main one is Google PageSpeed Insights. We merge a bit Google Lighthouse. We also have Lighthouse, Chrome extension, and also it's in the dev tool of Chrome. But we merge the data from Lighthouse in PageSpeed Insights. Here you have the main KPI that you should use, the speed index, the average, like roughly the average time it takes to display element above the fold. And here, so you have some data that are from our server. And the first element here, it's data from the Chrome User Experience Report. So it's user data. So it's some users on Chrome are sharing their performance data only, anonymized. So the time it took to load a page with us, and we aggregate that data, and everyone can see on your most important landing page your key data. You also have, it's not here, but the main opportunities ranked by impact. So that's really cool, like compress your images, work on your JavaScript, etc. It's a long-term project. It shouldn't be a one-off. We've seen that 40% of brands who optimize their speed regress after 6 months. So usually when you do, okay, let's do a task force, we will improve speed. Well, we improve speed by 2 seconds after 2 months, but then after a year, you will have added a chatbot on your website and maybe like biggest images, etc. And it will be a pain. So it should be a continuous process. Our main advice is you should have a dashboard to monitor speed. You should have select a main KPI. Shared your KPI between the product team, the marketing team, and the developer team, the IT team. It's not an IT KPI only. It should be shared, and that's really important if you want to have a success. And you will progress 1 second by 1 second. It's not like you don't have magic solution. Intuitive. When we look at interface, also we don't have that much mobile-first interface in France. As an example, maybe are you aware of AMP stories? Who knows? No one? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So it's a kind of new format. It's based on Accelerated Mobile Pages framework, so an HTML framework that is designed for speed, and it's a mobile-first framework. The goal here is to build stories. So you're pretty familiar with that. You build stories, but it's on HTML, and you can leverage your stories on your website. So you can integrate this interactive mobile-first immersive format into your mobile site. But you can also leverage them for your Google Ads search campaign or your emailing campaign or whatever you want. It's really powerful for product launch, etc. It's a product that is so it's live. You can check, for instance, if you go to bmw.com, then you will see discover our stories, and you will be able to deep dive into that. So that's built for speed and for mobile in mind. When we looked at what user liked, it's really what Robert shared previously. We have apps that have a small reach but high capabilities. And usually your apps is for your most loyal customer. Only your most loyal customers will download an app and will keep an app on their smartphones. But they like it because it's really fast, it's very it's easy to access it, and it's working offline, etc. Mobile sites, it's a biggest reach, but lower capabilities until now. So what we try to do at Google, we try to increase the reach of apps thanks to Google Play Instant. So like kind of you're able to stream your app on a Google search result. The app deep link to redirect some traffic, web traffic to your app, and the new Android slice. It's to be able to take some content from your app and display it into the Google sites and later in Google Assistant. So it's a way to increase the reach of your app. And on the web, it's mainly the progressive web apps, PWA. Progressive web apps, it's like an umbrella term. It's not a technology by itself. It's an umbrella term with a lot of best practice and APIs. So let's deep dive a bit on what is it. The goal is to provide an app-like experience for your users. Your user really want an app-like experience on the web. They want something fast. They want to access easily to your content, so be installable, reliable, so with an offline experience and more engaging. So how it works? What you should do is you should add a service worker to your website. With your service worker, you will be able to have a better management of the cache of the device, and then speed up the process, especially for the reload. So when you will reload or revisit your site, you will be able to have a better and a faster consumer journey. because you can, with Service Worker, you can pre-cache, pre-fetch some content. Be installable. On the left side, you have Starbucks. It's on Android, so you have a pop-in that push you to install a shortcut on your home screen, and when you click on this shortcut, you have a full screen immersive experience, not in Chrome, so it really looks like a native app. And on the right, it's on iOS. It's on iOS, you should explain to your users that they can tap and add the shortcut. So it's not it's not system based, but it's still you are able to have the full screen experience also on iOS. Right, since this summer on Android, you are able to catch the event, like the pop-in, and build your own message into your website. This is Myntra.com, an Indian e-commerce site, where all along the funnel, the journey, you explain the benefit of the user to install a really light web app that enable offline experience, for instance, so really powerful. With that, you can also propose offline experience to your web users. So if you go to France Culture website, when you're offline, they preload the most read, the most viewed article. So the best article are preloaded by default. Trivago, they pushed a little game to when you have a lack of connection, just to keep you on the site. With Air France, you can have your boarding pass on your website, so you don't have to download a native app if you just travel once with Air France. The last one is Etam. Etam, all the customer part of their website. So the wish list, for instance, is accessible offline. So when you are in store, you have your wish list accessible if you have a low quality network, for instance. And Trivago, the goal here is to keep the user on your site if they have a low quality, like if for 3 minutes because they are on RER, they want to browse your content. With that, they will stay on your website, browse the content, and then when the connection come back, they will stay on your website. That's the data we get from Trivago. Push notification, I think you know it. You can drive users to subscribe to notification on the web, and even if Chrome is not open or other navigator except Safari, you can push them some message. The goal here is to have timely, precise, and relevant notification. So don't ask a user when they come to your site directly, hey, subscribe to my promotion. That's bad. Keep the UX in mind, so it's just at the right moment. Separate your service notification from your marketing notification to really think about user first and added value. Some stats: RuduCommerce launched their progressive web apps, or like the best practice from progressive web apps, in January. People that have added the shortcut on their website, and coming from this shortcut, bounce rate is divided by 2, conversion rate times 1.8, better average basket value, etc. You can check. Etam, the instant revisits from Service Worker. They also increase their desktop conversion rate because people browse a lot on mobile, and with this easier browsing on mobile, they increase their desktop conversion rate. And the mobile conversion rate increased by 30%, so pretty cool. You don't have to do it like in a single sprint. You can iterate, like first work on your cache strategy with Service Worker and try to speed up your experience, then the at-home screen with your custom banner, then try to think about some offline experience, what is the best for you, and then maybe later some push notification. What we see right now, it's like the latest, my pure players, mainly brands, they are, when they build a new website right now, they are using single page application with the new JavaScript framework, so Vue.js, Angular, or React. And with that, we are publishing on web.dev, it's our website for developer, some React and some Angular best practice. And with that in mind, and with progressive web app, you can really improve the customer journey. So for me right now, it's like single page app plus progressive web app. It's really like what you should have on the web, mainly. And 2 more things. One is, since this year, you can ship your progressive web app on Google Play Store. So if you don't have a native app, but you have a great website and a great user experience on website with an only front-end developer, web developer, then you can have you can be present on Play Store. So pretty cool because you don't have you don't need a team of iOS or Android developer, at least Android here. And you can check it time, you can check Weekend Desk. They push this. If you have the money to have all the teams, that's good. So if you have the money, develop a really great native app with all your CRM, all value-added services with augmented reality, all that kind of stuff. If you don't have the money, then invest on the web and put your website on the Play Store. Some latest information from the Chrome Dev Summit that happened 2 weeks ago. Right now on the web, you can do authentication with biometry. You can do authentication with SMS with a single token received by SMS. It's automatically recognized by the browser, and you can log in. You can access the contact also to share information with your contact. You can write on files on your system. Finally, if you want to deep dive, you can go to web.dev and win on mobile with google.com. You have trainings on UX, on speed for your teams. Thank you.